press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, in the previous video we discussed about the magnetic field and magnetic moment associated with a bar magnet. But the most important related to the JEE NEET, let us see about resultant magnetic moment due to two bar magnets or dipoles. So let us think one bar magnet with this north and south having moment m1 and another with the south and north of moment m2 making an angle theta. As moments are vector quantities, we can use our vector addition relation. The magnitude of the moment is equal to root of m1 square plus m2 square plus 2 m1 m2 cos theta. This is the case of two like poles are kept together. If you see the common point, south to south or north to north, two poles are kept together, then this relation can be had. They may be asking about giving the position. First you have to see whether they are together or not. If they are together, you can use this relation. And a special case concerned if theta is 0. That means the two bar magnets are placed one above the other with their like poles together. This also m2 and this may be m1, and the resultant magnetic moment is, because 0, cos 0 become m1 square plus m2 square plus 2 m1 m2, cos 0 is 1. So simply I can write it as sum of the two moments m1 and m2 with the like poles together one above the other. Or if the theta is 90 degree, then what happens? The 90 degree may be like this. With the like poles, again I am saying together we placed north, south. So this acting in this direction m2 and it is south, north, this act in the direction m1. Or it may be like this. So it is south and north may be m1 and this may be m2. Yes, sorry, north and south is m2. Or the two may be placed like this. South, north as m1 and north, south as m2. In such cases, the angle is 90 degree. When angle is 90 degree, so this becomes 0 and simply the resultant magnetic moment become root of m1 square plus m2 square, because cos 90 is 0. The angle between them, anywhere you can measure, it is found to be 90 degree. Or third, theta is 180 degree. That means, suppose this now change, this theta is become 90, theta is 0, theta is 90, theta is 180. Just you take the two bar magnets, south and south together, north is apart. M1 is to the right, whereas M2 is to the left. This clearly indicates resultant become simply M1 minus M2. Because this minus this, cos 180 is minus 1, minus 2. M1 square plus M2 square minus 2 M1 M2 gives M1 minus M2. The condition I applied here, the like poles together, the equation written, and three special cases we have discussed. When the angle between them is 0 or 90 degree, or it may be for any other angles, we can use that relation. Similarly, the second case, unlike poles together. When placed the unlike poles together. So let us see the equation. This is S and N is M1 and the other is M2. This N and S. Theta is the angle. You are seeing that this unlike poles, N and S made common here. You know the moment is acting from S to N. Then I extend it towards this as M2. And the angle that it becomes is pi minus theta. Total is 180 degree. Now the angle between M1 and M2, become pi minus theta. In that case, the equation can be written as resultant equal to root of M1 square plus M2 square plus, it become minus 2 M1 M2 cos theta, because cos pi minus theta is considered in the second quadrant and it is minus cos theta. Cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Thereby M1 square plus M2 square minus 2 M1 M2. So even in this case, if you taken the result theta 0, that one above the other, theta 0, if we consider this as the M1 as S and N, but M2 is opposite, N and S as opposite. So if you substitute theta is 0, this become resultant equal to M1 minus M2. And similarly, if theta is 90 degree, no question, even MR become M1 square plus M2 square, similar to this case, because when 90 degree cos 90 is 0, therefore M1 square plus M2 square remains. When theta is 180 degree, that means if I place the S and N M1 and the opposite is NS, so this is also in the same direction. M1 and M2 act in the same direction. Therefore, it becomes MR equal to M1 plus M2. So, two different cases of magnetic moments. Similarly, instead of M, we can discuss with the field, because along the axis the field is in the direction of the moments. Same relation can be applied for the magnetic field also, because direction of B and direction of M are same. Not only moments, the same relation what I discussed holds good for magnetic field. Only the equation for magnetic field along the axis you have studied as mu naught upon 4 pi into 2m upon dq, where d is the point from the center of the dipole where you want to see the magnetic field. So that is what we discussed about the two factors along the axis and perpendicular to the, two magnetic moments are bars kept at some angle with like poles together. The equation, what happens to the special cases when unlike poles kept together. Now if you arrange the moment in certain fashion, see the third case, if the moments are arranged and form the closed loop, it is M1 of identical values M, and this also M, and this M. If they form the closed loop M, then a net magnetic moment is U. Or you can take the case triangle M, same moment, m, but they must be in one order. They must be in one order so that they form a closed loop. Then magnetic moment of the system is 0. Not only 3, any number it may be like. So it may be identical moments m, or it may be m, or with this. Resultant moment in such cases is become 0. With this I am taking some cases. If they are together about a point or arranged in the order, we come to know what happens to the magnetic moment. If they are forming a closed loop or more than 2 bar magnets are used, same vector algebra can be obtained. Triangle law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition, or polygon law of vector addition to find the resultant moment. The same relations for this. Now I am taking a case. What is the resultant moment and the magnetic field? In case of the moments, if it is m1 and another I place like this. If it is of moment m2. Now the common point I consider at the same distance. If it is a D, the point is this. What is the magnetic moment at P and the magnetic field due to 2 bar magnets? The moment is from right to left, here moment is from down to up. I can write the moment here directly. One moment is acting upward and other moment is acting to the left. So angle between them is 90 degree. Therefore I can write m is equal to resultant moment at P is, no doubt now you come to know it is m1 square plus m2 square, as the angle between them is 90. If you want to field, it is equatorial plane. Equatorial plane, you come to know magnetic field is mu naught upon 4 pi into m divided by dq for short bar magnets. So magnetic field is opposite to m1. First poles, magnetic moment is acting down and it may be b1. And moment of this is left, therefore the field is towards right, b2. Again angle is 90 degree. Angle is 90 degree, therefore resultant field at P due to these 2 bar magnets is equal to root of B1 square plus B2 square. So this B it is M1 square plus M2 square, other is common. We can write mu naught upon 4 pi into 1 by D cube common. In place of that, I can write m1 square plus m2 square. m1 square plus m2 square. If they are of the same magnetic moment, m1 equal to m2 equal to m, identical bar magnets, this become root 2m, and this also become mu naught upon 4 pi into root 2m upon d cube. That depends upon the moment. If both are identical, you can write this equation. Otherwise this appears, and here it is also the same relation if they are of identical type. One relation I showed, one arrangement, let us think the other arrangement, so that the moment is acting from down to upward as m1 and about a point. So another I kept here similarly. So its moment is acting as m2 upward. I kept the arrangement of that fashion, little bit changed compared to the previous. Now we have to see the moment and the field about this point, P. Distances are same, that D, and this distance also D from the center. This is D from the center to that. So that this moment is acting upward, m1. It's also acting upward along the direction because, this I write n and s. So magnetic moment is acting upward, also M2. And also you know along the axis, this is the equation for along the axis. If I write B1 which is acting vertically upward, equation is mu naught upon 4 pi into 2m upon dq, because it is along the axis. Similarly, if I take for this, moment is acting upward means the field is downward, is B2. This is mu naught upon 4 pi into m upon dq. So what is the resultant moment in this case? I hope you are understanding the direction I am mentioning. M1 perpendicular axis opposite to m, the field present. Along the axis in the same direction of m, the field present. Net moment resultant at P is M1 plus M2. If they are of identical type, we can write MP is equal to 2M. Resultant field, if you want at P, then it is B1 minus B2. All are identical, but one thing you are knowing, along the axis the field is stronger. So writing this mu naught upon 4 pi into 1 by dq into 2m minus m. 2m is of this and minus m of this. So that gives you mu naught upon 4 pi. If they are of different values, I am taken for identical value. Otherwise, we have to use 2m1 minus m2. Like that. Mu naught upon 4 pi. B1. Let it be m1 and no, m2. This field is B2 and this may be B1. Mu naught upon 4 pi into m upon dq. So slightly a change notation here, that m1 is this and b1 is this, opposite to that, mu naught upon 4 pi m upon dq, that b1 we taken here. m2 and b2 are in the same direction. b2 minus b1 is mu naught upon 4 pi 2m minus m. If they are of different values, it cannot be common, 2m1 minus m2. So that what we discussed in this, the case resultant magnetic moments, how to find out using the vector algebra, and also the arrangement I shown the two types of arrangements. There may be any type of arrangement may come other than this, but the concept behind it is they are asking the two whether the moments are the magnetic field. Correctly find the directions along which they act and use the relations to find the resultant magnetic moment. That's one about resultant magnetic moment of the system of two or more than two can be achieved. Now there are questions related to the cutting of magnets. In this case, we have to see what is happened to the pole strength, what happens to the magnetic length, and what happens to the new magnetic moment. So let us, we have a magnet, this case 1 I take, it is having length 2L and pole strength may be M, magnetic moment is M. Now if it is cut into P equal parts, along the axis of the magnet. Then if I take one piece, one part, you are seeing length is not changed. That means I can write 2L dash is equal to 2L only. No changes in the length. But area of cross section decreased P times. So therefore M dash changes. You know M is proportional to area of cross section, pole strength is. As P times area of cross section decreased, M also decreased P times of this new moment. And moment, if you want, that is pole strength into this is M into 2L upon P, or that gives M dash is equal to M by P. If you cut the bar magnet along the axis into P equal parts, length same, pole strength decrease by P times and moment decrease by P times. Is one case I have taken. The second, let us come to the same bar magnet of length 2L and pole strength M and magnetic moment M, cut into Q equal parts, perpendicular to the axis, Q equal parts. What is the moment of each part now? Now 2L dash, M dash and EM dash. If you take pole strength, area of cross section is not changed, therefore the moment pole strength is remains same in this case. But length is decreased Q times, therefore 2L dash if I take, this become 2L by Q. Q times decreases because we have divided into or cut into Q equal parts. Length decreases by Q times and pole strength remains same. Therefore, if you take the magnetic moment, M dash into 2L, M into 2L by Q, which gives you M by Q. Moment decreases by Q times, pole strength remains same, or length decreases by Q times. Coming to the third, same magnet of length 2L and pole strength M and magnetic moment M, cut along the axis P times, cut perpendicular to the axis P times, Q times. Then what is the moment of each part? What is a 2L dash and what is M dash and M dash? However, P times it is cut, area of cross section decreased by P, therefore M dash is equal to M by P. And again, if you see, the length is also decreases by N times, therefore L2L by Q. Therefore, magnetic moment M dash is equal to M divided by PQ. Because M is also decreased by Q and L is decreased by Q. Therefore, moment decrease upon P by Q. Correctly remember this. Along the axis cut, length not changes, moment decreases by P and also pole strength decreases by P. Perpendicular to the axis cut, pole strength remains same, length decreases by Q and moment decreases by Q. If you cut into P equal parts along the axis and perpendicular axis Q, then M P times decreases, length decreases by Q times, but moment decreases by PQ times, M upon PQ. So with this concept, we see what happens to the moment in case of bending of a magnet. I hope you are understood this. Let I am coming to the bending of magnet and finding the new moment. Suppose a magnet, consider case A, a pole magnetic moment M, pole strength M, north and south pole of length 2L. It is bent at the middle, bent, exactly at the middle bent and made at some angle. So this is moment M. I told you cross section same but length become half if this is the angle theta. This is north pole and south pole exist. When you bend, this become north pole and this become the south pole. And here this moment is acting downward. And angle actually comes to be, if it is the m by 2, and this angle is pi minus theta. However, the magnetic moment relation can use for unlike poles together. We use a relation for resultant which is equal to root of m by 2 whole square plus m by 2 whole square. I hope y become m by 2. We bent at the middle means length decreases half, therefore moment decreases by 2 times, m by 2, m by 2. But unlike poles together, I am using relation minus m by 2, 2 into m by 2, m by 2 into sine theta, this theta. M by 2 if I brought out, root of, see 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 2, sorry it is cos theta, 2 cos theta is m1 square plus m2 square minus 2 m1 m2 cos theta if unlike poles together we have taken. 2 if we brought out m by 2 into root of 2 into 1 minus cos theta. This can be written as root of 2 into 1 minus cos theta is 2 sine square theta by 2. This 1 minus cos theta can be. Therefore, 2 cancels and resultant moment in that case become equal to moment of sine theta by 2. Now, this is an important relation for entrance required, not for board exam all these. I shown if the bar magnet is bent at the middle and making an angle theta, resultant moment of the system is m into sine theta by 2, where theta is the angle between the two moments. That you followed, I think here m sine theta by 2. Similarly, the second case if I take, the same magnet is bent in the form of an arc of length 2L and moment m. What is the moment, new moment at this position? Because this effective length is this 2L dash, not L. To understand this, if it is making an angle theta at this point O, or this is theta by 2, and this distance is y from here to here, and this is also y. The old moment, if you write, this is pole strength is m, I can write m is equal to small m into 2L. Magnetic moment original, if it is S and N. Now the new moment, if you want, pole strength is not affected, but the length is 2L dash. This 2L dash is only we take the displacement. Therefore, it become m into 2y. Y plus y is the effective length. I have to estimate. So, in this triangle, for example, if I take in this triangle, if you take theta by 2, sine theta by 2 is y. If I call this is radius of the arc, then y by r, opposite side by hypotenuse. I write here as m into 2 into y equal to r sin theta by 2. So you have to remove r. For that, let us consider the whole. Let us consider the whole this. It is an arc of length 2l, radius r, angle is theta total. For that, arc length by radius is angle. Theta is equal to arc length 2l divided by r. Or r is equal to 2l by theta. 2l by theta. Therefore, I can write here m into 2l sin theta by 2 divided by theta. M into 2l is a moment original. Therefore, the new moment come to be 2. This 2 remains 2m into sin theta by 2 upon theta. Is the another equation we got here. This is also most important, and this also required for entrance purpose. No derivation is necessary, but formula if possible can remember, otherwise we can obtain it. I hope you are followed. Original moment is this. When it is bent, new length become 2y. To y we substituted as r sin theta by 2, r substituted as arc length by radius is angle. But one thing you remember, theta must be in radian. I hope you are followed this relation. If the bar magnet is bent in the middle through an angle theta, then the new moment can be obtained as m sin theta by 2 directly. And now, if it is bent to an arc so that it subtends an angle at the center of the arc theta, then the moment equal to, new moment equal to 2m sin theta by 2 upon theta. Theta must be substituted in radian. So let us consider if theta is pi or 180 degree, half the circle, the bent 2l and magnetic moment was m, and here this. Now this angle is pi. Substituting that moment as a case coming to 2m sin 180 by 2 upon pi, because that must be in radian. Therefore, new moment you are seeing it as a 2m upon pi. We got directly, if you know that relation, easily can be obtained. The second case, if it is a part of a 1/4 of the arc circle forming 90 degree, and this may be the radius and a 2l magnetic moment. The same relation can use m dash equal to, for theta equal to 90 degree or pi by 2 radian. M dash is equal to 2m into sin theta by 2 is 90 by 2 divided by pi by 2. This, so that becoming 2 into 2m into 1 by root 2, because sin 45 into pi, and this 1 2 cancelling become 2 root 2, 2 root 2 m upon pi is another case. I can show the third one. Suppose if it is forming a complete loop, case C, suppose this completely bent into almost together as length 2l and s and n. What happens to this resultant moment is 0. Resultant moment 0 because sin 360 by 2 is sin 180. If I substitute here 2m into sine 360 by 2 divided by 2 pi becoming 0. So thus I taken the three different cases of this equation. For any angle they give, if it is bent into an arc so that the center of the arc subtend an angle theta, then new magnetic moment 2m sine theta by 2 upon theta, m is the original magnetic moment, theta must be in radian. These are some cases, the two I taken, and questions also can come on the other fashion, the magnet is bent and finding the new moment. So let us take an example. This is the magnet of moment m, length 2l. Let us imagine it is bent in the form of U. Three equal parts. It is cut into three equal parts and bent in the form of U shape. Each part is of equal length. Then it is S. Now becoming n, with this is moment m by 3. This is cut into, along the length cut into three equal parts. Then case it is each part become m by 3. Again it is s n, and this moment m by 3. And again it is s and n, and this moment is m by 3. And if we add the moments in this middle, you see these two, Sn, okay. These two are in opposite direction, cancel, mutually cancel. Only the resultant moment is remained, it is equivalent to writing only this with the m by 3. Therefore, the resultant moment equal to m by 3, because these two are acting in opposite direction, mutually cancelled. If you bent into U shape, the moment decreases to 3 times. Taking the second case, if it is bent in the letter S form, so starting with this is S, N. Moment, now it is cut into 5 equal parts. Therefore, each become m by 5. And again S and N. This become m by 5. And here S and N. This become m by 5. Here opposite. Again S and N. It is a downward, m by 5, and S and N towards left, m by 5. The moment is divided into, as bar magnet, 5 parts. The moment decreases 5 times in each part, m by 5, m by 5, m by 5, m by 5. But when you look into these two, so this is one, and again you look into this, they are in opposite direction. They mutually cancelled. One is only remained, it is m by 5. And if you take these two, they are in the same direction. Therefore, they get added like this. They get added, it is 2m by 5. Both are added together, but these two cancelled and one remain. Angle between them is 90 degree. Therefore, what is the resultant moment is root of 2m by 5 whole square plus m by 5 whole square. You can bring the m by 5 out and see the square root. When I brought m by 5 out, So here it is 2 square is 4, 4 plus 1 become 5, or the answer is m by root 5 is the resultant moment appears to be. So like they may take in different form. I showed only the two cases. I given the idea how this new moment can be estimated if they cut or bent the bar in certain fashion, and what happens to the each part moment, and arranged how the new moment will appear. Let us come to in this extending one. So take the case a magnet cut in the middle and arranged as shown. What happens to the net magnetic moment? A bar magnet of having moment and length 2L cut in the middle, so that each part if you take they have moment m by 2 in this. How the taken is, one is taken straight, no doubt like this. So if it is S and N, the moment is acting is m by 2. Other half is bent in the form of a U shape. With the S and N, what is the moment here m2? m2 can be estimated in this. It is 180 degree turned. 2m into sine 180 by 2 divided by, it is pi. It is 180. That becomes sine 90 is 1. It is 2m upon pi. But not m, it is m by 2. Therefore, m dash, m by 2, this become m upon pi. I hope you are followed why I put, because it is m2 is m by 2, half part. 2m by 2 sine 90 by pi is m pi. And if you look here, both are acting in the same direction. Its moment is also in the same direction. If I call it as m1 and m2 is also in the same direction, resultant moment can be written as m1 plus m2. That m by 2 plus m by pi. Suppose the same arrangement if they place in this form, with the south and north acting upward, m by 2, and placed with this south and north as m by pi. Now estimated, cut into two pieces, arrange like this or arrange like this. Carefully you have to see direction of moment, new moment and value, both. Here direction, one is m by 2 and other is m by pi, that we estimated here. What suggests is resultant moment in this case. We see that root of f by 2 whole square plus m by pi whole square, perpendicular to each other. The two different cases we have taken, the one arrangement of this form and other arrangement. Similarly, you can see the arrangement of other types in that cases. So let us think the 3 bar magnets are arranged in such fashion, knotting. So the moment m, identical bar magnets, if they arranged in that, M is acting one in the other side, the moment of this is on the other side and downward. That is the magnetic bar. This is the magnet, south and north, and here place the magnet south and north, and it is also placed like this with south and north. They come to equilibrium condition. Net moment in this case is 0, because we can arrange them in same order. So let us see this the case. One M is acting upward, other M is acting down, and third is acting towards. They are in the one order. Net moment become 0. They may place like that and asking you the resultant moment what it may be. So in such cases you must be able to answer. Let us see the another case. So the two magnets are placed in such an order that this angle is 90 degree, and this is M, and this is also M, and acting like this is another M. What is the resultant of these two? Both are equal. They bisect 45 degree, right? And here M dash become root 2M, because both are same root of M square plus M square, because 90 degree. What is the net moment at this point? If I called P, MP is opposite to each other. M dash minus M, root 2M minus M is the resultant one. It is root 2M, it is M. So thus the arrangement of moments may be given, and asking you to find the resultant moment at the common point, you can estimate. And another one, they may be asking related to bending of bar magnet and magnetic field. This south pole, maybe north pole, I take north pole and south pole. The separation between them is A. Exactly at the center is P. The distance is A by 2 and A by 2. What is the field? What is the magnetic field at this point? P. If you look into this, pole strengths are M and M. The distance is A by 2. Now this pole produces the field away from that. If I write it as B1, south pole of pole strength M also act in the same direction. At this point, field due to pole S is towards, field due to pole north is away. Therefore, the magnetic field at P is B1 plus B2. B1 plus B2. You come to know in case of pole, the distance is known. Mu naught upon 4 pi into pole strength is M. Both are having M. I can write it as M plus M. B1 plus B2 divided by distance same, A by 2 whole square. So simplified, you will get answer mu naught upon 4 pi 2M. 2M this 4, 8M divided by A square, where A is the separation between the poles. When the magnet is bent exactly at the center of the line joining the poles, the magnetic field appears to be of this value. Such bending of magnet cases may appear in entrance NEET or JEE. Let us come to the other concept. Equilibrium of a bar magnet. Under the action of two magnetic fields. So let us imagine the bar magnet may come to equilibrium under the influence of two fields. When I applied one field B1, it may be pulled towards this by an angle alpha. But at the same time, another magnetic field applied B2 can pull towards the right by beta. Under the action of B1 and B2, it comes to an equilibrium position if the angle between them is theta, so that theta is equal to alpha plus beta. We can have a relation. If it is under equilibrium, the torque is acting, which is bringing towards, or this is bringing towards the opposite direction. Both the torque must be equal, τ1 equal to τ2, torque 1 equal to torque 2. Torque, if their moment is m, field is this. M into B1 into sine theta is alpha equal to M into B2 into sine beta. If I take B2 by B1, the ratio of the fields to keep the magnetic bar at equilibrium position under the action of the two, B2 by B1 ratio must be such that it is a sine alpha by sine beta. But I told you that beta can be written as theta minus alpha, sine theta minus alpha. So then this become B2 by B1 equal to sine alpha by cos alpha. So that equal to, the same theta minus alpha naught. I coming to that condition. So this is the relation we have at this as 1. How the fields must be B2 by B1? B2 by B1 should satisfy this condition, where theta is the angle between B1 and B2. Or if theta become 90 degree, then I can write alpha is equal to 90 or beta equal to 90 minus alpha. And B2 by B1 can be had as sine alpha by sine 90 minus alpha. You know, sine 90 minus alpha is equal to sine alpha by cos alpha, or B2 by B1 equal to tan alpha. Condition is angle 90 degree. Otherwise, you can use this condition of equilibrium is this for any angle theta. If theta, that alpha plus beta is 90 degree, then this relation become tan alpha. It is an action of two magnetic fields. The condition observed is this. Another, a magnet is standing, we can pull it by a force. What happens? Let us go to the other case. I hope you are understood here. This is B1 and what just you have to equate the torque because this trying to get towards the right, but it is trying to pull it towards the left. It remains in equilibrium under the action of the two. This and condition is, I discussed one special condition if the angle between the two fields is 90 degree. And another case, so magnet can stand freely under the action of this field at this position, but I can make it to be stand at some position if it is the moment bent through an angle theta. I can keep this in this position because otherwise if I leave it, it comes to B. But this tendency I cancel by pulling it with a force F. What is the force required here if this distance is x? So there are two forces are acting. One, this force, it is pulling towards it, and this force trying to pull it away. So that is torque, what we write mb sin theta. mb sin theta, because angle between m and b, if it is the m, is the theta. If I extend here, and this is nothing but x, this also it become x adjacent side by hypotenuse. I can write it x cos theta. This equal to perpendicular distance f into perpendicular distance of the point. Therefore, f into x cos theta gives you this. Then I can write force necessary equal. I hope you are followed the two forces. One due to magnetic field attracting towards this. This force is pulling away. Under the action of these two forces, the bar magnet will remain in equilibrium. Equilibrium f x cos theta is equal to mb sin theta. In that case, mb sin theta by x cos theta or mb tan theta by x. Tan theta by x. If the same force is applied at the end, B, if x is equal to L, at the end point, if I applied the force at the end point, x become L, the equation same can be written mb tan theta by L. But one here moment if I substitute, pole strength into 2L into tan theta by L. In terms of pole strength, if you write this, it becomes 2m into tan theta. Pole strength form, it is as it is in terms of moments. Force at the end of the bar magnet applied, it may be at any position. Suppose the second case, the question may come that if it is the magnetic field applied and bar magnet is at some position at equilibrium and the force is applied perpendicular to the magnet. Force is applied perpendicular to this. Force is applied perpendicular. Then this x is becoming perpendicular to that. This is the applied force at a distance x. Then the question is for this f into x is equal to mb sin theta itself if the force is perpendicular to moment m. The same condition slightly changed because x is perpendicular to f. Therefore, f is equal to mb sin theta by x. If you are applying at the end points, it become mb sine theta by L. X become L at end point if I applied the force here. Or I can write in the form as a 2m into sine theta. Same. M can be split and written. This is the case when the force is applied, F is perpendicular to M. Perpendicular to M, F is applied, then the case is this. It is also moment of a force and mb sine theta is also. They are equal and opposite. It is pulling towards and it is pulling away. Suppose at the end point, the field applied, this is moment theta. If this force is applied through a string, suppose the force is applied like this with a string, the tension in the string is quotient. Tension in the string, if you are applying there, or either this, the same relation F can be written as a tension. Tension in the string T equal to mb sine theta by L or n 2m sine theta. What is the tension in the string to keep it in equilibrium? If asked, applying through a string, tension in the string is nothing but the force end point mb sine theta by L or 2m sine theta. I hope you are followed here. I expressed two cases. Under the application of two magnetic fields, the dipole may remain in equilibrium at some condition. And another we have discussed, under the action of the force, the already bar magnet is in one magnetic field, it is in equilibrium. When pulled away, it can remain in equilibrium, or the applied force to keep it in certain angle theta is given by this equation. Force is other than normal to the moment. If it is normal to the moment, then this is the equation. This is making some angle with theta with respect to moment. But in this case, we have taken it is perpendicular, and same relation holds good for tension in a string. So coming to the fourth one as vibration magnetometer. It is a device used to compare magnetic moments of two bar magnets or earth horizontal magnetic component at two different places. The device which is used, it is nothing but consisting of a suspended magnet come to rest in the direction of the earth magnetic field BH. Suppose if we are given force and turned it to some angle, then it starts oscillating or vibrating. This oscillating or oscillations, we have the time period for that can be shown to be equal to 2 pi into root of I upon mb, where I refers to the moment of inertia. As you know, it is a length into breadth square, I use small letters better, you added the confusion, divided by 12. But in most cases length is very large, then we take it as ml square by 12. Moment of inertia, magnetic moment of the bar magnet m into 2l, axial length of the magnet, that here if I use L, it can be used as L, magnetic length, and B is the magnetic BH, earth horizontal magnetic, earth's horizontal or horizontal component of earth magnetic field. Horizontal component of earth's magnetic field. So this is the relation. How it comes? When we tilted, the torque acting on it to bring back to equilibrium position. How we define torque? That is mb sin theta. Rotational motion also studied, torque is equal to moment of inertia into angular acceleration. Force equal to ma. You learnt force equal to ma. Rotational force equal to I alpha. So I alpha, and as theta is small, I can write it as mb theta. Therefore angular acceleration, because it is a counteract, magnitude of that mb, we are turning it opposite, therefore I am taking it as minus sign. Minus mb by I into theta is one equation. Also in case of simple harmonic motion, if it is oscillating and exhibiting simple harmonic motion, angular acceleration of simple harmonic motion is also shown to be equal to minus omega square theta. Left hand side equal, right hand side, if you compare equation 1 and 2, you are getting mb by I is omega square. Omega square is equal to mb by I, or omega is equal to 2 pi by t, which is equal to root of mb by I, or period equal to 2 pi into root of I upon mb. If I taken it as a horizontal component of earth magnetic field, we have a equation here. That what we, no derivation is necessary for you, but board exam not a derivation, the relation is required to face the entrance questions. 2 pi mb, what we see here is T directly proportional to root I, but inversely proportional to root m and inversely proportional to BH. Suppose at a place, first how this application of comparison of magnetic moments can do. At a place, BH is the same, identical size, moment of inertia same, I same, BH same. Therefore, you can write T1 by T2 is equal to root of M2 by M1, or M2 by M1 can be written as T1 square by T2 square. That's what we say, identical size at a place, this relation. Or at two different places, bar magnet same, we are using a single bar magnet, I same and M same, then T1 by T2 is equal to root of BH2 by BH1, or BH2 by BH1 can be written as T1 by T2 whole square. So at two different places, at one place same bar magnet, one bar magnet we used and calculated the time period by using that vibration magnetometer. T1 we got, where BH1, you go to the another place and again using the same instrument, same bar magnet, measure the time period where the BH2 is. At one place it has value BH1, at another place it may have value BH2. Period T1 and period T2 correspondingly. If you measure T1 and T2, then using T1 and T2, compare the earth magnetic field at two different places, where it is higher and where it is smaller one. Or if you know the magnetic field at a place, you can find the magnetic field at the other place. BH2 is known. BH1 can be estimated. If you are knowing BH1, BH2 can be estimated. Keep remember this, I told you in one case how that comparison of magnetic field can be done using the vibration magnetometer, and using this relation, same magnet used, I and M are constant, T is inversely with BH, which help you to, if you measured at two different places, the time periods help us to compare the magnetic field at those points. And if you knowing T1 and T2, or if you know the field at one point, the field at the other place can be estimated correctly. No derivation, I shown you 2 pi root Im b BH, directly proportional to moment of inertia of the magnet, inversely with the moment of the magnet, and magnetic component of earth magnetic field at that place. Moment of inertia, usually we consider this, neglecting the thickness and breadth. Length is large, in that case ML, complete length I considered magnetic length as L here. So BH horizontal component of earth field. So the other method employed here, I am showing that to determine the magnetic moment, comparison of magnetic moments, keeping sum and difference method the mentioning. Some method is, one method, two magnets are placed one above the other with the like poles together with the M2, S and N of M1. So like poles together, so their moment of inertia are I1 and I2. T1 may be estimated using 2 pi into root of, as the total moment is moment of inertia is I1 plus I2, both are in the same direction, M1 plus M2 into BH. To find this, comparing magnetic moments of the two bar magnets which are of not identical and difference are unlike length. Some means like poles together. Difference here, unlike poles together. When placed unlike poles, the same one above the other placed and oscillations are allowed. It is S and N is M2 and it is M1, N and S, with the M1 greater than M2. Then we can write 2 pi into root of. Moment of inertia, however, you keep as added. But here moments are differed because they are in opposite direction. The relation 2 we got. This is relation 1. When the two are kept one above the other, like poles together, the period will come keeping those two magnets in vibrate magnetometer and estimated T2. Now we will get the ratio T1 by T2 if estimated root of, T1 denominator it is, T2 go to the numerator, M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2. This relation helping you to find comparison of M1 and M2. You may be thinking how possible they are different values. Let us square that. T1 square by T2 square is M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2, right? Cross multiply T1 square M1 plus T1 square M2 equal to T2 square M1 minus T2 square M2. So we can take the other side. This if I take other side M1 into T1 square minus T2 square is equal to this if I brought other side M2 into T1 square plus T2 square. This T1 square T2 square plus if I take another side T2 square minus T1 square. T2 square is positive and this become T1 taken to the other side minus. Now if we want ratio M1 to M2, T1 square plus T2 square by T2 square minus T1 square is the answer. At a place BH is same. BH is same when you take the ratio, keeping the two magnets whose moments you want to compare, keep them together, use this relation. Knowing T1, keep in opposition and find T2. You are knowing T1 square, T2 square. So you can compare the moments. If you know the moment of one, moment of the other can also be estimated. In terms of frequency, if you want, frequency. So this same relation I can write as F1, F2 square minus F1 square because T is inversely proportional to frequency. Sorry, F2 minus F1. If I squared and did the same thing, M1 by M2 is F1 square plus F2 square. You can do that, same square it and cross multiply, the same procedure gives you F1 square minus F2 square. In terms of frequency, if the question arises, you can use this. In terms of period given, use this. Thus, vibration magnetometer is a device which is used to compare earth horizontal component at two different places. Knowing at one place its value, we can find the value of BH at the other place. Or using the sum and difference method, we can compare the moment of the two bar magnets, M1 and M2. This M1 by M2, if they are measured the period, if the questions in the entrance coming in terms of frequency, remember T1 here also F1 plus F square. T2 square minus T1 square, it is F1 minus F2 square. If you know the moment of one, moment of the other can be estimated. Thus, this vibration magnetometer is a device used to compare the magnetic moment of the two bar magnets or used to find the magnetic component of earth magnetic field at two different places. So, today we discussed starting from the magnetic field along the axis and perpendicular axis of the bar magnet, the resultant magnetic moment, and also bending the magnet, how the moments are appearing, and also the equilibrium condition of the bar magnet under the action of the two magnetic fields acting at certain angle theta with respect to that, and also keeping what is the force necessary to keep a bar magnet at some position making an angle theta with respect to the field when we applied the force at different positions, and finally this vibration magnetometer. In the next video we go towards the magnetic classification of magnets as para, dia and ferromagnetics, and also magnetism of the earth. Thank you.